In today's video, I'm going to give you 5 ideas that you can try with your dance students to make the choreography process more fun when creating a virtual performance. Coming right up. Hey dancers, welcome to Dance Tech with JHsu, the channel where dancers become more proficient and efficient in the digital space. I get it, we're all tired of Zoom and Google Meet at this point, but now it's time to start thinking about end-of-year recitals and showcases. And while we hope that things will be back to in-person performances soon, it's likely that we might still be online for the foreseeable future, which means getting your students engaged enough to learn and perform choreography to a camera and potentially having to record and edit everything together. That's a lot of work, and for many teachers can feel totally overwhelming. With these 5 ideas I'm going to share with you, my hope is it will help your students become more excited and invested in the process and get you excited for the potential possibilities instead of choreographing something and imagining what it could have been like on stage. I plan on making some videos talking about editing soon, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and while you're at it, I would appreciate it if you gave this video a like and leave a comment letting me know if there are other fun ideas that you've tried with your students that I didn't mention. Also, I need to give some credit to Orange Grove Dance, the company that I'm a part of. A lot of these tips came from a couple Zoom performances I did with the company or during our virtual summer intensive, so I can't really take credit for some of these ideas. If you want to check out the company, I'll have a link to their website in the description box below. Tip number 1, change your location. Whether you're recording everything ahead of time or doing a live class demonstration, letting your students change where they'll be performing or change elements in their space is an easy way to make things different and more interesting, especially if they're recording themselves outside of class time. Maybe they can get a parent involved and help them film outside, or create some kind of set in their room by rearranging the furniture. Within reason, of course. I was recently part of a Zoom show with a children's theater and their young artist program, and we spent a lot of time working with each young artist crafting their space, which resulted in each of them being more involved in the process and feeling more comfortable in the space that they created. Tip number 2, play with foreground elements. This is my favorite tip because literally the sky is the limit with this one. Find objects that you can put close to the camera lens to create depth in the shot and creative ways to frame the dancer. You can use toilet paper tubes, plants, drinking glasses, liquids. Get creative. Tip number 3, play with lighting. We all want to see your dancers clearly, but sometimes not being able to see everything can make things more interesting and dramatic. If your students are able to dance in a room where they can block out light, then you can play with shadows by shining light through objects, only having a single lamp on, or changing colors if that's an option. LED lights are really popular nowadays, so maybe you can incorporate those into the dance if your students already have them in the room. When I did my end of year showcase for one of my classes, I choreographed an entrance with each student where they turn on their room light as part of the choreography. Tip number 4, in-camera transitions. This works better for pre-recorded footage that you'll edit together, but you can also try this for live performance. There are 2 in-camera transitions that I want to talk about: covering the lens and whip pans. Covering the lens is exactly how it sounds. Have one student finish their phrase by covering the camera lens completely and have the next student start with their hand over the camera and backing away. Then when you edit the 2 shots together, line it up where both videos are blacked out and you're good to go. For a live performance, you can use this technique to draw focus to a particular student or group of students. For whip pans, have one student finish their phrase by picking up the camera and suddenly turn the camera to the side, then back to them. Have the second student start with that twist motion and then continue with their phrase. Then, when you edit the two shots together, choose a section with a lot of motion blur from each one, and it'll look like it's a seamless whip. Just make sure both students twist their camera in the same direction. Tip number 5, play with distance. It's kind of boring if every single frame shows the dancer's entire body. Instead, maybe have some of the students be closer so you can only see their hands or just the torso. This changes the perspective and makes it look more interesting. Or have one student close to the camera while another is as far away as possible. Bonus tip number 6, combine tips 1 through 5. You don't have to use only one of these ideas. You can play with distance while using objects in the foreground, then cover the lens to transition to another student who's super close to the camera, then whip pan to another student that's super dark and shadowy under a street lamp. You get the idea. Have fun with this. The more you enjoy this, the less of a chore it will seem when it's time to edit all this together. That's it for this video, everyone. I hope this video helped make the virtual recital process less stressful and more enjoyable for both you and your students. If you found this video helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you gave this video a like, hit the subscribe button so you know when all my new videos come out, and I'll see you next time. 5, 6, 7, 8.